So if you throw $1 billion at me right now, I mean, I'll enjoy it, but I have no idea how to make super intelligent system more controllable as a result.
Was there a specific moment or day of your life that you remember coming to the conclusion 99.9% doom, 0% chance that safety scales?
No, it's been an ongoing process of publishing multiple papers, all kind of chipping away at this possibility. So, okay, maybe we can't explain it, but maybe we don't need to explain it. Maybe there is another way to control it. Okay, can we predict it? Can we verify it? And so slowly you go, there is nothing we actually can do in that space. The upper limit and each one of the tools we need to make it happen.
You have a wife and kids, right?
I do.
I'm sure you recall like telling your wife multiple times, like, yeah, I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen. Like, what was the day that you were like, yeah, it's going to happen?
I don't remember exact day, but she still tells me it's all BS and she doesn't care.
Really?
Of course.
She doesn't agree with you on it?
She doesn't take it too close to heart.
Why do you think?
Some people are very good at ignoring big picture problems. Again, most people, all of humanity completely ignores human aging. We all dying every minute of the day. You are closer to being dead, your family, your kids. We don't spend most of our national budget on that problem. Most people, even 90-year-olds, don't do much about it. So we're pretty good at ignoring existential crises.
I was talking with my girlfriend about this. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to tell my family that this is the case, because this is the first year it really hit me, your thesis. And I was thinking back to when I was maybe 12, 13 years old, trying to convince them. I was like, guys, please give me some money to buy Bitcoin. Like, this is like the thing. And everyone's like, oh, Jack, like, this isn't going to be a big deal. This is just fake money. I know you're a big investor in Bitcoin, but like, what would you imagine, if anything, is the thing that could convince people like we're fucked?
I think it does help to hear it from people who are respected as intellectual leaders. So when we hear founding fathers of machine learning come to that side, then we hear Nobel Prize winners in general all kind of agree. There is consensus. It's considered like as insane as building biological weapons or chemical weapons to work on intelligence weapons. That might make a difference.
Quick one. In a world where AI is taking everyone's jobs and the value of all assets is going to zero, the only scarce resource left is Bitcoin. And if you're someone who wants to acquire more Bitcoin passively, you need to hear about Gemini's new Bitcoin card. Every time you spend, you earn money back in crypto that's deposited directly into your account. And with no annual fee, you can earn up to 4% back in Bitcoin, with all of your rewards easily trackable on the Gemini app. So if you're someone who wants to earn crypto from your everyday purchases, just go to jackneal.com/credit, or you can scan the QR code on screen and hit the first link in the description. Guys, this one's a no-brainer. Easy way to acquire Bitcoin without changing your routine. Anyway, back to the podcast. I guess for the more normal, like your average individual who might not be listening to these types of discussions, might not be engaging with like speeches or like statements from Nobel Prize winners. Like, what would you imagine would convince them? Celebrities?
I think they all watch Terminator. That should do it.
Do your critics get anything right?
I'm trying to think about my critics. I'm usually not criticized for my science. My criticism is usually about my looks or something like that. So it's hard to point. If you have specific examples, I'd love to address them.
I guess just the full counter argument thesis that AI isn't going to kill us.
They're not making any scientific argument. They're just saying, no, you're a doomer. That's the problem. They're not engaging seriously with the argument. No one is proposing counter technology. No one is saying, you're wrong. We have a working safety mechanism. People who are building this technology, people who are saying we're 2 years away from it, have nothing to offer when it comes to safety. They say, we'll figure it out when we get there. If it's that smart, it's going to be nice. AI will help us make safe AI. There's zero science there.
You talked about 3 levels of AI risk. There's existential risk, suffering risk, and akagi risk?
Ikigai.
Ikigai.
Not Japanese, so I could be screwing it up as well.
Me either. Ikigai risk. Can you walk me through each one?
So we kind of talked about existential risk. Everyone gets killed. Suffering risks are, for whatever reason, you live in digital hell. You may be given immortality, but you are suffering terribly. You wish you were dead. Ikigai risks are more mundane things we know about. So ikigai is a Japanese term which talks about finding an occupation which you are very good at, you love doing, people want you to do it, it's beneficial, and you get paid for it. It's kind of like finding a cool job. It has meaning to you. You interview people for your podcast, I assume you get paid well, you are famous, have a good life. The risk there is that for many people, their job is their meaning. And if that gets automated, you lose it. Nobody needs you anymore. We can have AI do interviews with other AIs. So you're fired. So that's the risk.
Which of those is the most terrifying scenario to you?
I think by definition, suffering risks would be strictly worse.
Right. Do you estimate that is likely?
Very unlikely. But if there is a tiny chance of a very bad outcome, it's still kind of impactful.
Yeah, that one did freak me out, that it could be beneficial for the AI for some reason to torture us perpetually and to keep us alive and to not even let us die. If AI took everyone's jobs, what would you guess humans would be doing with their time?
That's a great question. We're not prepared for that. So quite a few people have terrible jobs, just boring jobs they do purely for money. They would be very happy. They would definitely enjoy leisure. Another group of people who are intellectuals, they may enjoy what they do, so they would suffer of not having this competitive advantage over AI. Maybe scientists who are now like children playing with blocks, they're not doing anything meaningful in that space. But we see some examples, for example, chess, where even though robots, AI completely dominates, chess is blossoming. People love playing other people, so it seems to not having negative impact. We don't know what's going to happen. What seems to be the case is that if you have 8 billion people with lots of free time, all the standard leisure opportunities change. So if I want to go fishing right now, it's awesome. But if there is 10 million people fishing in my lake, I have a problem. So we need to prepare society for dealing with lots of idle hands.
What do you think you'd be doing?
I'm trying to look at subdomains where AI is not good yet. So my last paper was on humor. I found that at least so far AI doesn't have a Netflix special. It's not as funny as stand-up comedians, so I looked at that space. I don't know. Right now we're just trying to stay alive. So again, the employment question is always secondary to that.
Why is AI not very funny?
So it's a good question. And it seems that part of it has to do with how the next token is generated. The large language models look at statistical patterns in previous sequence, and what is the most likely next token is what they're going to produce. Jokes are kind of the opposite of it. What is the most surprising next token you're going to get where it completely violates your world model? So they can do something with just inverting predictions, but it's not as easy as apparently what human comedians can do.
Do you see that like the prediction model of AI, like the way it functions as being like one of the limiting factors to reaching AGI? Or do you think it's simply a compute issue?
It doesn't seem to be. Again, to predict the next token accurately, it's not just statistical analysis of English text. It's creation of a whole world model. If you're predicting the next chess move, you need to understand how chess works. If you're predicting the next mathematical term in a formula, you need to understand mathematics, proofs, axioms. So I think we're kind of indirectly building more complex models as part of this prediction process.
Do you think AI would stop people from dating each other? Like, not by banning dating, but just being an easier, safer substitute than real relationships?
Will you stop?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some people who cannot get a partner right now, for whatever reason, disability, social issues, probably can benefit from having artificial options, companions. But for most people, it's not an interesting choice. You can experiment, but at the end, I think we all have preferences.
Do you think AI will stop humanity from having children?
Again, so we're completely ignoring it, killing everyone very soon, and then it helps us achieve immortality. If you live forever, you're very much less likely to have children early on. You can postpone it as much as you want. I'll have it in 1,000 years. So I think population growth will be reduced significantly by creation of friendly superintelligence and consequently life extension.
Yeah, well, I'll circle back to the killing everyone, but I think I'm curious of the timeline, but like before that moment, you know? I think some of the parts that I'm really curious of you is like what like the next few months, few years look like before that hits. But this might be one of those bell curve questions. But you can't predict how superintelligence might judge humans. But current AI already judges us through recommendation algorithms, content moderation. You touched on this a bit, but what patterns do you see that could translate to the future?
It's actually an excellent ideal advisor if you talk to it a lot, if you share a lot of private data with it. Some people I know shared their diaries with it. It knows you better than you know yourself. So it can actually help you debug your life, find problems. Okay, every time you did this and that, you got depressed. Maybe don't do that. So it's a useful tool for analyzing your life.
I guess just the way in which it judges us, because we talk about these scenarios in which it might torture us eternally. We talk about the scenarios in which it might decide to keep us alive as animals. The scenario in which it kills us, like based on how it's currently judging us, what could we predict about the way it will judge us?
So people make certain assumptions similar to what they do about the world. Many say, oh, humans are so evil and they pollute the planet. It will take us out to preserve nature. I don't think any of that is relevant. I don't think it's going to project those human tendencies, human analysis on us at all. I think right now as a tool, it's pretty good at actually looking at the data, giving you patterns. But the moment it goes beyond human level, we cannot predict.